those who are being saved. That's not an exclusive message. That's a whosoever will. That is the most inclusive message. Every strata of society, every culture and creed, every failing and background, that whosoever, to those who are being saved, it is the power of God unto salvation. Put simply, a Christianity without the cross as the central point, it was a powerless Christianity. Christ crucified, everything that represents, the power it brings into our own life, it all represents who he was, who he is prepared to become, so that you could be who he intends for you to be. Here in Australia, just a week or so ago, I know a lot of you have seen the news where was he a 14 or 15-year-old boy on the Gold Coast in Queensland? Was in a surf life saving event, and the sea was rough, and I don't know what happened in those last moments, but I do know that I guess he was a budding lifesaver and was in a vulnerable position. But the truth is, for somebody to rescue somebody who's drowning, they can't just stay where they are on the sand. They have to be vulnerable. They have to be, in this instance, wet. They have to be where the drowning are. It's a simple metaphor, but if you just think about that in terms of the message of the cross. One of my granddaughters, she's only 20 months old, and where we live just by here, there's some bush, this Aussie bush in the background, and we kind of look out on that, and there's other houses who kind of look there, and the other day I saw this big blue-tongued lizard, really big one. So I grab my granddaughter and I take her as close to it as someone as chicken as me would get. And, she's just amazed by the whole thing. And so then to get there, we sort of had to walk by what is now pretty well an unused pool and at the deep end. And I'm holding her hand tight, and she's closest to the edge. And I've got her hand, and, all of a sudden, she just goes, boom, like that, into the pool. And of course, I was able to hold her hand. I had it tight, and she got her toes wet. But I was able to rescue her. I thought it was a mistake. I was thinking, man, how quick these things can happen. That's, of course, why I've got a great big yellow chain around